So I wanted to talk about the tired working American. And I can only speak from my own experience, but I feel that American society is becoming way overworked now. We work too many hours. We're underpaid, undercompensated for what we do, no matter what line of work that you're in. At least after COVID, I think it's gotten a lot more of a problem. This tired, overworked, undercompensated society that we're in. And I can only talk about my own experience right now, but I feel like my own experience can resonate with many people right now. And honestly, I'd like to say that I'm pretty grateful for the position that I'm in, considering that I don't have debt whatsoever, which is a blessing. I know that there's many millions in unfortunate situations where they owe a lot of money, whether if it's from student loans, upside down vehicle loans, they're behind on their mortgages, can't make the rent. Whatever situation that you're in financially, I hope it gets better for you. But I feel that in order to combat this situation of being overworked and underpaid and really just not valued at all, is to have a plan to get out of debt and to stay out of it. And honestly, I'm not in an ideal work situation. Like many Americans, sometimes in the work environment that you find yourself in can be a toxic environment, and that's not ideal. What's even worse is if you have a lot of financial responsibilities and burdens in life, it can be difficult to get out of those situations. What I can say is what at least will help in trying to get out of those unfortunate circumstances is if you do not have any debt, that provides a big relief in trying to find work elsewhere. It gives you the ability to be creative, to build a plan, and to really start assessing where you want to go. But yeah, I just feel that, me being in a situation where, I'm not in a position of debt is a huge blessing in itself. And honestly, if you're not in that situation right now, I strongly encourage you to make that a priority in life. It's probably one of the most important aspects that you need to prioritize in your work, professional, personal life, is to not finance dumb shit. So don't get into an expensive car loan that you can't afford. Don't go crazy getting out of your budget and buying that dream house. Focus on efficiency and practicality. And this is not just to, improve your personal financial situation, but this is also just to help you escape and get out of the rat race. Because if you don't have, major financial responsibilities, it becomes easier to get out of, personal or professional, whether if it's work, bad toxic situations, you can find yourself in a lot easier position to transition out of those situations. But anyways, what I was saying is that I just feel that, especially after 2020, at the height of the pandemic, I just feel that like work culture in America is just, it's turbocharged in like a nightmare way. We're constantly overworked. There's less of a work-life balance, and I think a lot of it has to do with just people being stuck in financial traps. We're stuck in these major burdens, where we're financing things that we can't afford. Therefore, it forces you to show up at places where you're overworked and underpaid, but you depend on that paycheck to survive. But I don't know, I just find myself lately just feeling a little bit more overworked these days. And maybe it's just our inflationary environment where things are just getting so much more expensive. It's just harder to make a living. But yeah, just venting as a tired, overworked, underpaid American. And I know there's many of them out there. There's many of you out there right now that are going through that same situation. It's burdensome. It hurts. But I don't know, YouTube fam. What are you doing to try to get out of that situation? What are you working on and improving? How are you making yourself better every day? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. No matter what harmful situation that you're in right now, whether if it's a bad financial position, a toxic work environment, my advice is just go out and seek other opportunities. Make a plan. If it's to get out of debt, make a plan. Start cutting things that you don't need in your life. But yeah, I don't know how people do it these days. Overworked, underpaid, and undercompensated. This nightmare American dream. It's a nightmare, not a dream. But yeah, I don't know. I just like close friends, associates, people that I know at work. We all feel the same way, that we're just tired. Our salaries, what we earn, they don't go as far as, our parents' generation and the generation before that, where you could earn a living wage and be able to afford housing, drive a decent car, put food on the table for yourself and your family. Now these days, it's hard to get by yourself. Luckily I'm in a position not only of just being in debt, and I keep drilling that down, that how important it is, but also to be around, family and friends that care for you. Because I can't imagine just being by yourself is just a nightmare. Yeah, making it by yourself in America these days it's tough. It's tough. But anyways, how are you getting by? How are you getting over this American nightmare of being overworked? Anyways, I hope you have a great day, YouTube fam. This is the end of my rant. I'll see you next time.